And if they call him on direct, it's all open ended.
Well, and no, because they can treat him adverse. But that led me to the point I was gonna make a point. That actually brings up a nuanced point in the Virginia Rules of Evidence. So he's an adverse witness, which means you can ask him leading questions. But on cross-examination, Johnny Depp's attorneys get to ask leading questions. They get to ask leading questions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the advantage.
That's a huge advantage. I mean, imagine looking at Johnny Depp and Vasquez gets up and says, hey, don't you want to say this? And he just goes, blah, 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 blah.
And not only that, but he kicked their ass on cross-examination before. There's no reason to think that he's going to do anything other than just charm his way through cross-examination again.
Well,
I mean,
so Rob, I have a question. Do you think Judge, I don't know how you pronounce her name. Do you think she would immediately, like, if you went up, Your Honor, can we treat this witness as hostile? Or do you think they would have to let Johnny display the hostility? It's already built into your guys' rules?
It's built into the rules. So the second that you stand up, an adverse party opponent, adverse party opponent, you get to go at him.
The other thing is that not only did Johnny kick their ass in cross-examination, he took forever doing it.
Yep.
It's just going to run out their clock being charming and meandering.
But I don't know. I mean, that whole clock thing is going to be really interesting because I don't know how she does it, Rob. Maybe you have more insight again. But how does she do it? Like, does it count as their time the whole time Johnny's on the stand? It counts as the defense time this time?
No. So basically, if they're on for direct, that's Johnny's time. Cross-examination is Amber Heard's time.
Okay.
That's how that plays.
Yeah.
And then if they call Johnny in their case in chief, them calling Johnny is their time.
Right.
Johnny's cross of Johnny is her time.
What about during sidebars, objections, all that? Is that
sidebars on their neutral time? They're not counted against either party. Now, the funny thing is, people were asking me, she's not going to cut off a witness. She will. I have in this courthouse, I have had a judge quite literally
That's awesome.
Going into closing arguments. The judge said, you have this much time for closing arguments. I was the plaintiff in the case, gave my closing argument. This was I was the defendant in the case. A plaintiff gave his closing argument. I gave my counter, and the judge looks at the plaintiff's counsel and says, you used all of your time in your close. I'm not going to give you a rebuttal. As a courtesy, I'm going to give you 4 minutes. And as an attorney, you get 4 minutes. What do you do other than load a gun and put it in your mouth?
You don't even introduce yourself in 4 minutes, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a disaster!
Jeez.
I love it though. I love this judge, and it's one of the reasons that makes me hope that this judge is going to be doing discovery in the middle of the trial, because this doesn't seem like the kind of judge is going to go out of her way when you do things in a timely manner to say, "Oh, okay, we can do it now."
On balance, I think the judge is fine, but I still am critical of her objection rulings. I mean, some of these things are just weird. I'm like, oh my God.
Absolutely.
Rob, can you help us out with something with what if any like prefix that goes on every sentence?
Is that in your guys' rules?
Is there a rule on that?
No. So the best one I can remember is was it the Reeves case or the Edgecombe case? One of those cases where the attorney was making the comment of
It was Reeves. It was it was
Your
Reeves.
Honor, I said yes or no. I said
agree or disagree.
Agree or disagree. It's the same thing. And I'm listening to Elaine say this. And I'm going, that doesn't make it not leading. That doesn't make it not leading.
Oh, it's driving me nuts so bad.
She actually has points where she's like, I said what if any? Like that's
literally
the response to the objection.
That's it.
Like that's not the answer to the objection.